In this session, we're going to be looking at the breath controller. What the breath controller does is it takes away any unnecessary breaths within the tracks. In the very old days, we'd have to get a fader and ride the fader on the desk, or we'd actually go into our DAW and we'd cut out the breaths. Some people like to keep them, people think it's unnatural taking them out, but you can do it if you want. If you've got stuff where people have unnecessarily breathed because they're close to the mic, if you've got compression on the audio track and you need to get rid of some of it because it's just over compressed and there's lots of breathing coming through. Let's have a listen to this track first and see if it needs it doing. And we're going to go into the breath control window. And
at every turn is so quiet. No.
There's one.
At every turn is so quiet. No one sees us quite yet.
There we are. That's due to mainly the compression on the input stage as the singer has been recorded. So first thing we want to do is take it out of bypass mode. You'll see if it's in bypass mode with this red light and then you'll see this actually as it should be. Now, the next thing I want to explain to you is that breath control takes a great deal of processing power, and in doing so, it induces delay into the processing of the audio. And so if you use this in a live situation, you'll often find that if you don't have enough automatic delay compensation on your DAW, that the track's going to be out of time. There are two ways to fix that. Of course, you can slip the track back, so we can look quite quickly on this track here, and I'm just coming to my mix section. This is inducing 27,285 samples of delay, which is a lot. So let me show you what it is. Let's go down.
At every turn is so quiet. No one sees us quite yet. It's an eternity of slow-mo.
You can actually hear it's out of time of the track. And so in a Pro Tools system, you can use a thing called Audio Suite, and we're going to use it in that situation here, which is where we're going to render the audio back to the audio track rather than doing it in live time. And in other DAWs, that may be possible too. As I say, there's two other options. You can then copy it to another track by processing it down and then moving it back on the timeline, or you can make sure that you've got that kind of Audio Suite option within your DAW. So let me show you all the features first of this. So what we can do first is we can switch the breaths only mode on. We can just have a listen to it. It's showing us the breathing there. It's quite handy for just checking. Turn the sensitivity up. You can hear what it's catching. And that's about right.
Built again.
So there's two modes you've got then. We've either got target mode or gain mode. Gain mode means that it reduces the breath relative to the volume of that breath in the first place. You've got a loud breath and you've got a quiet breath. Then the gain mode reduces it relative in decibels there. Target mode is we can say, okay, this is the target we want all the breaths to go down to, and then it will clean them all out to that level. So I'm going to use target mode on this, and I'm going to have a quick listen to this again.
At every turn is so quiet. No one sees us.
That's quite handy as well. You've got this screen here that shows you the kind of graphical representation of what's going on. So if we switch the sensitivity right at the top and the target right down, you'll see it be very...
At every turn is so quiet. No one sees us quite yet.
And try in game mode.
It's an eternity of slow-mo. I think we'll need to use elbows, but at every turn is so quiet.
That's quite brutally on it. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that when you do this, that you're not actually chopping the front or the back off any words and stuff like that. So I'm going to pull the target to about there, to about 70%, and the sensitivity to about 80.
At every turn is so quiet. No one sees us quite yet. It's an eternity of slow-mo. I think we'll need to...
It's getting the breaths and it's still sounding quite natural. So what I want to do now is switch over from this as a plugin, and I'm going to mark the audio. It's already marked. I'm going to come to Audio Suite in Pro Tools. I'm going to get to Nectar. And we're going to do this as a offline edit now. So I think we had it about there, down here, 70. 80 in target mode, and then I can just quickly preview that again.
At every turn is so quiet. No one sees us quite yet. It's an eternity of slow-mo.
And one thing to remember if you're doing any kind of Audio Suite processing is make sure you switch all the other stuff off as well, otherwise you're going to end up with all those things.
At every turn is so quiet. No one sees us quite yet. It's an eternity of slow-mo. I think at every turn is so quiet. No one sees us quite yet.
Okay, just
It's
previewing
an
that.
eternity of slow-mo. I think
I like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press process down here, render. It's going to put that onto the track now. We've cleaned all the breaths out there. Switch it back off. Close that. Open up Nectar here again now. To the other bypass mode. Switch off our breath control. And we've got ourselves a breath 3 track.
at every turn is so quiet. No one sees us quite yet. It's an eternity of slow-mo.
So there we are. That's how you use the breath feature within Nectar. Thanks for watching.